Around noontime, this is the scene when you come off of the expressway and hit Mass Ave.
Methadone Myles.
Methadone Myles.
There's always something going on here.
Area of Boston known as Methadone Myles.
They got their own little dart Ave down here on fucking Mass Ave.
The stretch of road near Mass Ave known as Methadone Myles.
Methadone Myles.
Stabbing, shooting, fucking all town at night off the fucking road.
It's impossible to get out of it.
Seems like it's wandered a lot up Mass Ave. I just have started avoiding going out late at night.
It's always been called Methadone Myles. Exactly.
You know? And then I was like, that dude was really, he was a weird fucking dude, man.
Strange.
I really think of it.
Strange dude.
Now that I think of it, he's a weird motherfucker.
Bundled up the backpack, headed back to Mass Ave. Slept by Quincy Center in this flop house crash pad. The homie OD'd after I passed out. That's sad. His girl had the Narcan, she blasted him. Rad. I had to take a moment to adjust my focus, knowing full well I'd been in the depths of meth psychosis. Dude who set my tent on fire by the Mass Ave bridge. Remember that motherfucker? Yeah, that's that kid. Dumped him out his wheelchair, you ain't no fucking cripple, son. Kicked him in his dick and beat the shit up out of him. Here they come. Didn't run, cops came, I walked into the T-station. Knowing nothing about the incident, we had no relation. Feet pacing slowly, mind moving quickly. Flashing back to the night that fizzle tried to kill me. Bro, you don't feel me? Oh really? Hang tight a sec, let me tell you what's the deal, B. We met, he said they call me Brick, started talking shit. I was climbing in the Kelty, getting off my fit. Ready for a night of sleep, never was no rivalry. I told him take it down a notch, buddy, I'm trying to find some peace. Got work in the morning and I'm trying to stay sober. This bum responded right away and tried to say, so what? Hold up, I didn't move my tent here just to get harassed. I get up, put my sneakers on and beat your fucking skin or ass. He backed off, I went to bed thinking nothing about the kid. Woke up in the dead of night, smelling smoke and hot as shit. Jumped out, coughing, lungs burning, eyes itching. Melted plastic on my leg, bread and my Nikes missing. That fizzle fuck who did the shit was nowhere to be found. As long as I'm around, that bum can't go down this street now. Mass Ave, don't let me see you down there. Melanie your Cass, don't let me see you around there. Stay the fuck up off the mile, and I ain't seen him in a while. No house in the Hamptons, it's 112 Southampton Street. Never ran track, but ran the mile like an athlete. Staggering the street, fell flat and I smashed my teeth. Onset and duration, always fast and brief. Nothing ever hits quite the same as that first hit. That half a perk 30 from that herb that I worked with. Chewed it up, sipping on a 30 rack with Jackie. Actually, my mood and affect both reacted vastly. Lit up by that first spark, I had a little taste for it. Good enough to pay for it, and I couldn't stay away from it. Then put away for taking it less than a year later. Bet you've learned your lesson this time for real, player. 3 years later, catching the same type of cases. First bid, moving from the minors to the majors. Grinding, running capers, getting paper and splitting Vegas and sniffing Oxycontin's far more than anticipated. How long will it last? Probably not long.
That's right.
As short as 5 minutes and no longer than 20. I crashed after shooting at the bathroom at Denny's. The manager made me leave, he didn't ask if I'm ready. Passed out on Mass Ave and got jacked for my pennies. Not the foams, but the old ones with air bubbles in them. No kicks and broke fits, those are clear fucking symptoms of the life I'm living inward. Describing my outward appearance, a profound word. My spiral was downward, addict. You could have it if I had it. Take the shirt up off my back and give to cats with pockets padded for another quick moment. See me nodding off and zoning, but inside there's euphoria, be noticed to no one. Immune to the elements and the passage of time. A 2-week run that takes the blink of an eye. No other relevant issue, only thing that's beneficial is dope until that medical issue enters your tissue. Shooting dope, smoking meth, not eating for days, sleeping on the Ave for a week in a cage, smoking crack, catching bids, detoxing hard, getting treated for an abscess, and that's where it starts. Chinese fried egg with an abscess, and dipped AMA still with that pick line access. The IV nurse searching for a vein that ain't collapsed yet. Better try a leg, lady, these arms ain't got no gas left. Last death threat that I received was last weekend. Frankie swears to Jesus he's gonna leave my ass leaking. Oh, okay, so I don't got your bread, it's off with my head. Bet you're probably not gonna spot me in this hospital bed. This my second diagnosis of endocarditis, so I know a 6-week course of ceftriaxone gonna write this. But wait up, what you about to do about my pain, doc? The methadone ain't cutting it, this oxycodone way short. His answer was nothing, partner, you're getting what you paid for. You stay until that drip is finished, running out a day more. And since I'm IVDU, my girl can't come to visit me. Sounds good, I get up, grab my shit and leave.
Mr. Myles, you can't leave here with that pick line in your arm.
You're fucking right, lady. Get the fuck
Sir,
out
you're
of my
going
way.
to have to wait for the doctors to remove that.
I'm not waiting for shit. Fuck
It's gonna
you.
be at least another hour.
I'm out.
No, sir, you can't leave. You're gonna need to sign the paperwork.
Kicked out of Pine Street back to Melania Cass. Seen this chick I know from high school trying to sell me the ass. Mug was looking rugged, meth mouth to the max. So my inner conscious didn't need to tell me to pass. Plus I'm not in the mood, feeling dope sick when I'm doped up. Probably just a headache, bro, don't get your fucking hopes up. Sweats plus a fever and that arm is looking gnarly. Healthcare for the homeless van, I walked into the RV. Immediate concern expressed, burning like a furnace. Sent to the BMCER, they checked the thermostat. Fever over 104, sweating shaking from my core. Getting pumped with IV fluids, admitted to the floor. A day or so later, ready to get out of bed. Infection from my arm hit my heart, the resident said. That bag of water filling me, keeping this shit from killing me. A sinking feeling sinks and he mentions the next facility.
Shattuck admissions. What are the diagnosis codes? F11.12, opioid disorder with intoxication and perceptual disturbance. F14.150, cocaine abuse with cocaine-induced psychotic disorder with delusions. F19.12, other psychoactive substance abuse with
Weekend visit to the
intoxication.
Shattuck, try a month and a half. Anyone who runs the Ave has been there once in their past. Typically the way a couple months run to get crashed. They say your life is on the line and if you want it to last, you got 6 weeks sitting in a miserable position when the antibiotic liquid is drip, drip, dripping. If you get up and dip, then when your heart stops beating and EMS takes you back, they might deny you that treatment. It'd be requiem for your dream if you ever get it wrong. Toss your hand and wrist out with that infection in your arm. Be about it or be without it, just go to BMC about it. Frequent flyers know all the hours the ED is crowded. Meet an addict, hasn't spent a week up in the Shattuck. Must have started shooting recent, isn't deep into the habit. Or creeping down a path where they honestly can't remember that month they spent in Barbara McGinnis this last December.
If you look at IV drug users, the rate of endocarditis is about 2 to 5% per year. You need to respect your shooters.
Listen. Yo, there's several phases to the modern opiate era. Golden Triangle, Afghanistan, the Soviet era. As the Cold War persisted, didn't see it as often. It was Reagan era coke to put the fiends in the coffin. Now I'm talking late 90s when your partner stayed grimy. Selling weed and either things start to complicate slightly. A high-powered pill meant for grannies as cancer patients came and hit the street and built a massive infatuation. The cast up with catching cases with gats and no lack of patience. We're robbing local pharmacies for cash at a faster pacing. It damn sure paid them at $1 a milligram. 1,000 OC80, do the math on that Skrilla fam. Problem was the habit was prohibitively expensive, and Afghan politics have been through some reinvention. Religious sellers burnt the poppy fields to the ground. The 9/11 happened, are you feeling me now? Really profound how quickly all the dope hit the streets. Both cheap and the decent quality enough to compete. Especially once that time-released version of Oxycontin turned it into something that your nostrils could not be snorting. Fast forward with me up to 2014 or so. Top secret decisions on the basis that's need to know. Long Island shelter closes less than a moment's notice. Nowhere else to go except the focus of our opus. Woods Mullen and 112 shelters get the overflow. And fentanyl was set to spill a locust of overdoses. Now really ain't no telling what you're getting in the bag you buy. Cancel out to magnify the value of this max supply. Cut it with some fentanyl and laundry detergent. Unfortunate, that's not a deterrent. Probably prefer it to a night of feeling dope, sick, faded without hope. But a bad batch could turn your first hit to your outro. Instant severe depression, the respiratory system dealt by chains of business people making dishonest livings. So keep that Narcan close, and you better hope for what? That the product is dope. Cause just 3 milligrams of synthetic fentanyl left half a generation killed from Somerville to Centerville. It's been for real since them pills, but Myles took his first sniff. She started out murderous and it's only got worse since.
The only way that I knew how to do it is to bribe doctors.
That has a really kind of big meaning, that word.
Yes.
Back then, did you say, oh, I'm gonna go bribe people?
Yes. I was assessing whether or not they had what I call, unfortunately, a killer instinct. Almost no conscience.
Tell me, what's going on in your head?
Does anyone have a burning desire to speak? Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Yo. Does anyone have a burning desire to speak? I raise my hand, introduce, spitfire, repeat. Every day of the week, sometimes more than once. Take the orange line, blue line, red line, or the bus. Still haven't got a job, but I'm applying for a bunch. On the grind for my lunch, haven't mainlined in months. Sober house in Quincy, knew I'd make it here eventually. From High Point to Andrew's house and back for half a century. Never thought I'd check into the Shattuck on purpose, but when I had it at my worst, it served a valuable service. Every now and then though, when I've had it with the bullshit I hear, and get on a sicker one than when the flu hits.
What's going on in your head?
No dope dough, just cocoa, dust and methamphetamines. Couple days break, then I come back and hit the scene. Beam down off that spaceship and get my one-day chip. Ain't shit, my sponsor told me, hey, it's okay, kid. Pray to your higher power and stay up off that fire flower. Peep this chick at a meeting was something I admired about her. Oh, that chick from high school that occupied the mile too. She got her shit together, tough dental, better than smile. Boo, you looking righteous. What you doing to stay sober? She told me mostly working out, mewing and face yoga. Invited to the spot like maybe she'd stay over, but she can't while she's living at Bay Cove, bruh.
Tell me.
I searched out sobriety, now helping others find it. My sponsor told me sponsor someone, gave me an assignment. Kid used to smoke the Scante, but man, he's come a long way. Needed some direction, so we're getting him a job straight. Check-ins on the daily, get a coffee and we parlay. Talking with his Aunt Jane, counselor named Don Day, who works out at Oster Guy. Kid had been tossed aside, pops had died, snorting lines, borderline lost his mind. Found it now and trying to stay out of that DYS. 1 month in Devereaux was enough of that scene, I guess. Praises be I'm blessed. When my higher power speaks, I just fill the seats, cause the kids, they need my best.